After the Civil War, the Ozarks were left without an effective law system and criminals were out of control. Citizens were robbed in broad daylight and the court was a joke. Over 40 murders were committed in the time of the Baldknobbers and Bushwhackers, but no one was ever convicted for these crimes. The Baldknobbers, a group of vigilantes, were formed in the Ozarks when Jim Everett, a local businessman, was shot and killed on September 22, 1883, and Nat Kinney had had enough of the violence. He found a group of 13 well-respected men in the community to help restore peace and order to the Ozarks: pastors, legal officials, attorneys, and mill owners. This would become the original 13 Baldknobbers. Nat Kinney's Baldknobbers were based in Taney County, who wore white masks to conceal their identities, though another slightly different branch of the Baldknobbers were formed in Christian County soon after. The Baldknobbers' numbers would grow quickly in the coming months. The original 13 grew into 100. By April 5, 1885, there were 200 men atop Snap's Bald, one of the most notorious meeting places of the Baldknobbers, to swear in new members. Those 200 grew to 500 and on to 1,000 Baldknobbers in just a few months. In a county with only 7,000 people, 1 in every 7 people was a Baldknobber. In the early days, the Baldknobbers thrived. They hunted down and captured thieves running rampant in the area, stopped arsonists, and punished murderers. But soon things would change. Some men started using their power over people as a Baldknobber to go after people who owed them money or owned land they wanted for themselves, and taking what they pleased. In 1885, a group of 100 Baldknobbers broke into a local jail looking for Tabal and Frank Taylor, who'd been jailed for violent acts against members of the community and wounding a storekeeper for no reason, who happened to be a Baldknobber. The 100 men took the Taylor brothers south of Forsyth and hung them by the neck until dead. Some of the original 13 were horrified by these atrocities and quickly withdrew from the group. Some of them were so concerned that they band together and formed the anti-Baldknobbers, who became determined to stop Nat Kinney and the tyrants the Baldknobbers had become. The anti-Baldknobbers attacked Nat Kinney and individual Baldknobbers in a nonviolent and legal way, tax audits and searching for corrupted county officials, according to due process. This did them little good. As a result, the Baldknobbers burned down Forsyth's 6th courthouse. On August 20th, 1888, a man named Billy Miles lost a poker game to 4 other anti-Baldknobbers and was condemned to kill Nat Kinney. In a local convenience store, Kinney drew his pistol and threatened Miles, but was shot a total of 5 times and left for dead. Billy Miles walked out the door and turned himself in for killing Nat Kinney in self-defense. J.J. Brown, one of the original 13 Baldknobbers, defended Billy Miles in court, and James DeLong prosecuted, also one of the original 13, as well as Kinney's stepson, yet Billy Miles was found innocent of the charges against him. This was the beginning of the end for the Missouri Baldknobbers. After a Baldknobber killed 2 people and injured at least 1 in a home invasion, one of the younger Baldknobbers was caught and interrogated. He named 25 other Baldknobbers, all that was left of once 1,000 members. Many were sentenced to a few months to life in prison, but 4 Baldknobbers were sentenced to death. By the 1890s, the reign of the Baldknobbers was finally finished, though stories wouldn't cease about undocumented, illegal hangings by masked men all the way until the 1920s. Today, the vigilante Baldknobbers have not been forgotten. In Branson, the Mabe family started a music and comedy show in 1959 called the Baldknobbers, though many tourists know little of the history of its name.